estate planning, protecting yourself against disability. It's what all the kids are doing. Maybe not the kids, but the upper middle age persons, and even the older people, and even the younger people. All people should protect themselves and protect their family members from having to go through the grief and the aggravation and the problems associated with not having a proper plan. What do I mean by all this? Well, a will is a document that can be perfectly valid and legal, but it has no present-day force and effect. I can make a will today. It could be perfect, fully executed. Tomorrow, I could rip it up. Tomorrow, I could be alive. The next 20 years, the next 50 years, I could be alive. That will still, or if it was properly done, can still be a valid document. It will have no force and effect until I pass away and until that will is taken to the surrogate's court and probated. A will requires probate. A trust, on the other hand, a revocable trust or an irrevocable trust. But the tool, the instrument, the document of a trust has present force and effect, and it still serves as a will substitute. It still serves as a document that can take the assets that you have during your life, your estate, and give it, bequeath it, distribute it, disperse it to your loved ones, to your family, to your charity, wherever you want it to go upon your passing. Additionally, it has present force and effect. So it can guard against disability. You can place your business into the trust, and you can have your trustee operate your business in the event that you should have an illness, such as Alzheimer's or dementia, or God forbid a stroke, or any of a number of diseases that would impair your ability to continue operating your business. Your trustee can take hold of your assets and actively manage them, whether that be an investment property or a brokerage account. Your trustee can do so much for you. Only as much as the trust will allow should you put into place disability planning. But it's important, and we take those steps. When you do a trust with me, we take the steps to put in disability provisions. Can you transfer a property that has a mortgage into a trust? Yes, you can. Should you do? Well, it's part of an estate planning strategy. Does it make sense for you to place your property into a vehicle that, depending on the type of trust, can protect the asset and can act as a will substitute? This way, at the time of your passing, eventually, many years from now, at the time of your passing, it can transfer, be distributed to your child or children or loved ones without going to the probate. That makes sense to me. It may or may not make sense to you. We can discuss it. We can figure out the whys and the wherefore. It involves a conversation. Having a mortgage on the property does not prohibit that transfer. It is permitted. There's a federal law that permits the transfer of a property with the mortgage from an individual person to their own trust. Possible and both in you. Now, what about transferring the property from your individual name directly to a child while you're living? Well, I don't recommend that. I have done it in the past in certain circumstances, However, it's probably not good for a few reasons. One of which is, there are several reasons I will explain. If you transfer to a child, an adult child, they receive the property at your tax basis. Whereas if a property is inherited, person that inherits the property, either through a last will and testament or a transfer by the use of a trust at the time of your passing, the recipient receives the property at a modified tax basis. They get what we call a stepped up basis. So when the person passes away, the home is worth $22 million. If the house property was purchased at $1 million and it's now $22 million, there's a $21 million gain. But if you waited and allowed it to pass through either the last will and testament or a trust, that $21 million in gain doesn't have tax on that gain. The gain happened, but tax on that gain does not occur. It's a feature and a benefit of the trust, stepped up basis. Use it. If you need any questions answered, if you have a circumstance that's a little different than this and you want to ask me a question, sure, why not? Give me a call. Check out the website, frankbrunolaw.com.